Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still with you and today's edition of Arab Affairs. We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Ambassador.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Ambassador. Now it has been 330 days of Israeli aggression on the Gaza Strip, an unbelievable amount of deaths and injuries. And just over the last few days, we've seen over 20 people killed and 3 Palestinians were killed and injured in another strike on a house south of the Gaza Strip. How do you see, Your Excellency, now almost a year since the beginning of this aggression, and still casualties are falling and nothing is being done to prevent these aggressions?
It is almost 1 year, as you said.
Yes.
And the killing process is going ahead. It's not a war, it is just a killing process with a false aim to get rid of the Palestinian people. They will never reach this goal because the Palestinians, God help them, they are standing in their country. They will never leave it. But we have 40,000 victims. 70% of them are children, are women, are people, old people who do not fight at all. So it is a killing process. As you rightly said, nobody succeeded to stop this war, or at least to call officially and legally through the United Nations system to stop the war. We succeeded partially in the General Assembly of the United Nations by allocating 154 votes against the war and asking Israel to stop, without Israel stopping, because as you know that the General Assembly resolutions have no sort of strength like the resolutions from the Security Council. In the Security Council, which is combined of 15 countries, 14 countries voted to stop the war, and the decision did not take place because of the American veto. The American position is really something mixture between this and that. They show us that they are asking Israel to take care of the civilians. Same time, they are helping Israel with the weapons, with finance, $14.5 billion, with information through the satellite, which could mention the place of the leader of Hamas and killed him in Iran. So, United States has a double face position, and we have to deal with this very complicated situation. But at the end of the day, we have to prepare ourselves for a very long war and to help our Palestinian brothers to continue resisting all the time, not leaving their country, and at the end we shall see an Arab victory there because of this Palestinian resistance. Israel is diminishing now because of the opposite migration process. Many people who came to Israel thinking that it is the paradise of the world, they started to leave Israel to their original countries. And with the birth rate of the Palestinian, I think very soon the Palestinian will exceed in number the number of the Israelis in Palestine. So what a future for a country like Israel with this very stupid attitude and stupid policy? I don't see any future for Israel, although we are the victims now and we are suffering a lot.
Indeed, Your Excellency, since you brought up the issue of the United States, we just saw the Vice President Kamala Harris pledging that she wouldn't change Washington's policy on supplying weapons to Israel if she was elected to do the top job in November, but she also stressed that it was time to end the war in Gaza. What is the U.S. actually doing in this regard?
we have different positions in the different institutions of United States. In the presidency, and now we have the race for new president, they are promising something to help Israel much more than they are promising that things to help the Palestinians. That is the presidency. Also the Congress. We have seen the Congress and how they treated the killer Netanyahu when he went there to give his speech. Only the foreign ministry and the Pentagon, those people read the files quite well, and they know that what is happening is not for the favor of the United States policy at all. And they are trying to raise their voice, but nobody is listening to them. So we have a complicated situation in the United States between those two parties. On one side, the Congress and the presidency. On the other side, the Pentagon and the Foreign Office. So we have to live with this. We have to deal with it, and we have to continue resisting.
Absolutely. On that note, I'd like to thank you very, very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, the former assistant to the Foreign Minister. Thank you, sir, for your time and your insight, and for joining us on today's edition of Arab Affairs.